The views and opinions expressed on From the Mouths of Madness are that of the panel and not of the Geeks Under the Influence Network or their sponsors. Listeners, beware.
I gotta give the Sasa Sisters another big fuck yeah, hallelujah, thank you so much. Because I really do believe they are the reason we have this body horror resurgence. When they did American Mary, what was that, 2011, 2013?
Yeah.
Something like that. Because remember, we were seeing them at cons back then promoting American Mary.
I remember that, yeah.
And I can't think of another directors that have was doing that in the teens. Because Cronenberg wasn't even doing body horror at that point.
Yeah. Not back then, yeah.
Not back then. He had taken a break and went other places, right? So
I think it's weird. It's just a rotation of horror trends where we had for a while the slasher mode kicking back in.
But they didn't bring it back right.
Right.
Back
but
then.
We're into the late 80s when it comes to body horror, Reanimator, fucking Society. Now you're getting all these movies that are like, oh yeah, body horror. And here's the thing, they're doing it right. Because they're doing not lazy body horror.
Practical effects.
God, disgusting.
Yeah. And the CGI, particularly in this film, looked good.
Yeah.
Like the way it blended in, little tendrils and shit. I'm like, it reminded me of The Last of Us, the way the fungus would grow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, but I literally can't think of another set of people that were doing ballsy, pun, because they don't have balls. that was taking the chance to put out a graphic practical effect.
I'll give you one person.
And they're Canadian, so of course.
It kills me a little bit because I'm not the biggest fan of this movie, but Eli Roth went into the body
Cabin
horror.
Fever. Dude, how do you not like the original? I get the remake. The original, you like stupid fun. It's all practical effects. How do you not like it?
There's just something about that.
It's legitimately Hunter wheelhouse.
You think so? I know.
No, I know so. I know the movie. It is your shit all day.
I think because it doesn't have it's in a weird direction that I don't know. I wanted to see more of the virus fucking people up.
We got a lot. It was only an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah. I guess I don't know.
The movie was not long.
But I'm just saying.
And we got pancakes.
He kind of jumped. God damn it. Pancakes. Yeah. I'm just saying, there wasn't really any body horror around that time. So
that's true.
That
was 2003.
To take your first theatrical, your first directorial debut, and say, all right, you're going into territory nobody really cares about as much anymore.
Yeah. So Cabin Fever, I would put in as body horror, but I would not list Hostel. Those are torture porn movies.
Oh, 100%.
Right.
Once he got into his coach, he's like, I'm not doing that again.
That was 2005. The first Hostel came out.
Yep.
He did that because of the success of Cabin Fever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. With fucking. Boy Meets World dude and dude from Detroit Rock City. And I forget who the blonde woman is. She was in a bunch of stuff around at that time too. She had done, well, if you're going to look at me oh, shit. Yeah. But, all right, folks, that's enough waxing poetic about body horror. We do need to do a full episode on that. But I digress. Tonight on the chopping block, we're going to be talking about the Shudder original 2024's Grafted.
Yeah.
Now, I remember seeing the trailer for this in the early fall. I feel like last year, maybe started seeing them in the summer, and I'm like, okay. Because it had to be around September, early fall, because I remember seeing trailers for that at the same time with The Substance was out, and that came out in September, right?
Right. Yeah. I think it came out and it was on VOD for a while, and then Shudder eventually got. I don't think it's a Shudder production. I think they just bought the rights to it to run it. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So it's not a Shudder original. It's just,
no.
Okay. My bad.
You pick up on that a lot. Some of the foreign movies they have on there, it's them going,
we're paying to have this in America.
Yeah, we'll play it.
Mm-hmm. And it does, I feel like the percentage does well for them.
And it fits their, it's definitely a Shudder movie.
But I love that there's I don't consider it small anymore, smaller streaming service that's dominating in both streaming, just multiple country horror films. It's not specifically Japanese, Korean, Chinese, or they had Taiwanese because that was The Sadness, and there's some German ones, and they're just.
Which country is When Evil Lurks?
Swedish.
No, When Evil Lurks.
When Evil Lurks. Oh shit, that's oh god damn it, Argentinian.
Yeah. I'm just saying, yeah, they branch all over.
So I'm just saying, it's just awesome. So we need, and we don't get a chance to cover as much of those as we like because there's been, like I said, horror's been swinging dick in the box office since since 2023 is when we started seeing the increase. Last year was fucking what, and then this year.
I think we've talked about it before though. Shudder's actually kind of jumping in saying, "Fine, if you're not going to release a lot of shit, we'll release it."
Yeah.
Like they've been putting their own money into productions, releasing it theatrically, and then going, "All right, well you know where it'll be next once it leaves theaters."
I wish this had gotten a theatrical run, at least around us.
It is kind of weird that it didn't get.
Yeah, I think it would have done well, especially like if it had been like around, if they had dropped it in theaters around the Oscars when The Substance won.
Well, that's
for body horror.
It came out around the same time as The Substance, and I think the problem is that if it had come out after The Substance, had everybody like, "Oh, fucking body horror's back," it probably would have had a better chance. I think it came out too close to The Substance.
Because it has like the similar act build with the final monster form thing, just like Substance, although completely different.
Yeah.
But both are science-related body horror, not like body melt body horror. Because I don't like body melt. I guess could be its own category, but I just throw it in with body horror.
Both of them, I think, there's a weird science like solution the main character uses and then overuses and then tries to clean up their mess and just gets from bad to worse. And both movies, just like, "Oops, well, shit, I'll fix that. Oops, now I'll fix that too. Oh, no, that fucked up."
So this story, I mean, I never actually watched the full trailer until like a month ago. I only went off the teaser, which showed the opening scene, and it didn't show the full scene. It just showed the first initial cut across his mouth, and then it went to Now that is, I think, probably digital, but it's good digital because it's quick. While it's growing, it's digital. There's no way you could do that.
But like you were saying, kind of like with The Last of Us,
that's digital too. Like
it's acceptable.
That's what I'm saying.
Acceptable.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Small, not a giant monster, not some bullshit fake blood.
Yeah.
It's just simple flesh growing at a very excessive rate over your face.
Yep.
Yeah. Terrifying.
No, exactly. The way they utilized that was phenomenal.
Can you just imagine, like, you have no more mouth, you have no more eyes,
no,
you have no more nose. It's all just new flesh.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
That's so.
Like, you're dying. It's such a fucking terror. That's pretty much drowning. You're just drowning with your own flesh.
With skin.
Yeah.
Ugh. I wonder if it like...
And you're sweating probably as you're...
Oh, dude. It's so gross. So gross. But yeah, that opening scene in the movie is way more brutal. Like, he cut, with a cut a few times across his mouth trying to open it, and then he just passes... Fucked. And then she fucking stabs the shit out of him trying to get him to breathe.
Yeah.
That was fucking hardcore, man. That... might have done some trauma.
Which then, she gets sent to her aunt's. Is that her aunt or?
There was one aunt, and then she got sent to another aunt.
Okay, I just know
because her mom wasn't alive, right?
Right. Yeah.
So that whoever she was with, we never see on that phone call, but she's leaving because she got accepted into some
like a college,
some scholarship to a college.
Yeah, to do research on this shit that killed her dad.
She wanted to continue his work.
Yeah. Okay.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, no. it is a little. The whole thing is she has like, is it a birthmark or is that?
I'm gonna say it's a birthmark.
Okay.
That is genetic because the father's is even larger.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it was just a birthmark.
Which is weird because it's like sort of on the side of her face, a little bit more of her neck, and the way she acts, like it's like right there on her fucking face. Like she just covers up and puts her head down.
Well, remember in the phone call they said, whoever that was said that they call her the monster.
Yeah, fucked up.
But it's fucked up. So what I'm saying is, even though it's over here, if you've got people calling you a monster, you're going to think it's right here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, right? Like, it's going to be right in your front of your face.
Into Kiwi Mean Girls world, so, I mean.
Fucking.
Which, by the way, I had no idea this movie was from New Zealand until we get to the aunt talking, and I'm like, that's kind of an interesting accent. And then other characters are like, oh, shit. This.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
We've got Chinese, New Zealand.
That's a weird
awesome,
mixture.
Man. No, but you're right. I caught, I really caught it when she first started talking to John, the homeless guy. And I'm like, that's not a Chinese accent.
Which is weird because our main girl, I guess.
Or at least what I know it to be. Right?
Like, at first they're like, oh, you don't know how to speak English. And she does. And not only does she not speak, she speaks with a Kiwi accent.
Yep.
Which is, to pull off what she does later on, you have to have.
Yeah.
All right?
Dude, that is probably some of my favorite scenes in the film was her, like, relearning her victims to be able to pass as them. Although, okay, it changes their face, and they did a good job of doing some body shots where the hair was in front of the face, and you could tell it was the actress wearing a wig.
Yeah.
But the scenes where it's the actual actress, you're like specifically when you go to the blonde, she had a thicker ass, thicker thighs. She was slightly taller. So, like, it wasn't, like, when you would see, like, scenes with actual her, you notice those things of her body, and when it was just the side scenes where they're using the actual actress from you know.
The only time that would really get noticed is when, you know, the scumbag professor is fucking the blonde, and I don't think he cares. He's just like...
No, what I mean as a viewer, you're like, they did, what I was trying to say, they did a good job where they could, but there's some stuff they just couldn't do.
Well, I think
you couldn't change somebody's body.
But I think you also want to leave those a little bit imperfections because, I mean, all she's doing really is changing her face.
She's just changing the face.
And playing the character.
Yeah.
And wearing outfits she didn't wear in the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I think that's actually good that it's not like a complete... like, it's not fucking Face Off.
Yeah.
Where
No, I agree.
Of a sudden,
I agree.
John Travolta's fat ass turns into skinny ass Nick Cage. Nick Cage's skinny ass turns into fat ass John Travolta. Yeah. And you're like, we did all that.
The level of stupid
we did all
that we're talking about in Face Off. You don't like Cabin Fever. See, I'm just like,
I love Face Off. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Face Off's hilarious.
I know. But also, like, so did y'all just, like, take the love handles off of John Travolta?
Yes, they did.
Insert them, sew them on into Nick Cage? Like, how does that work?
Yeah.
Because we're not talking about, like, two dudes that are the same size and build.
With Face Off, they took the switching faces thing and made it a changing personality thing into bodies. I'm like, you guys I don't think you know what face swap means because you did body swap.
Yeah.
You did body swap. This isn't how this works. Although it's ridiculous. And all right, enough of fucking Face Off.
But you knew, dude. You knew we were talking about this Face Off.
It's gonna come up. It's gonna come up. But that was some of my favorite scenes when she's like mimicking her like laugh and her like screams and like, but she looks fucking insane.
Yeah.
While she's doing it, like her eyes are bug eyed.
There's
like
a couple scenes where when she's playing or being another person,
she looks so fucking cringy, dude.
She looks like the person except for the crazy eyes. The crazy eyes pop up because
like
she's losing it more and more. She's taking on after I guess the face or skin just starts to not want to stay on, and she's got to reboot.
Yeah, reboot. But yeah, I think it's one of the first times she answers the door as the blonde friend. I forget the character's name. Like when she says hi, dude, it is the creepiest smile, wide-eyed face.
Yeah.
It was.
She doesn't know, like she's trying to figure this shit out.
I know. But it's like no, it just adds to the creep factor, and then the music throughout this movie was interesting. It was even again very substance similar. So these movies had to be being made at the same time. So we're not saying that it's a copy. It's like no, they dropped at the same time. So there was a New Zealand film being made at the same time. Where was the substance made? Miami? California.
California.
Okay. Yeah.
But the director is from Australia.
Oh shit. Okay.
I know. And this is the director of this is her first movie, and like it's just like goddamn.
And wait, did I say New Zealand? I mean it's Australia, right?
What's that?
No,
it's from New Zealand.
It is from New Zealand.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah. So still a foreign director having so like maybe that's a foreign film. Just maybe they're having like you're seeing a lot of similarities of of their different country style filmmaking compared to America, and how maybe other countries are following or kind of going with this one trend and America's not. Because I mean, like,
or just getting away with a lot of body horror and fucked up shit. Because I mean, I'll be honest, of the last couple years, some of the best like graphic body horror and all that, it's like When Evil Lurks and shit like that, where you're just like, holy fuck. And it's almost like there's some kind of restriction, with the exception of Terrifier. There's like a restriction on all these like, U.S. like film products.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, we don't want to go that far. And then other countries are like, fuck yeah, we're going that far. We'll go fucking farther.
Yeah.
Just do that shit.
Yeah. Now, do you think that that Terrifier is body horror or is just gore kills? Because I kind of don't view that as a body horror.
Yeah, it's gore kills.
It's just gore kills.
But I'm just
saying, that's why we're saying, folks, it's like Terrifier pushed the line in the slasher genre.
Yeah.
Body horror movies generally aren't slashers, right? I mean,
right. But I'm just saying, how many other production, like U.S. releases go to the lengths that a lot of we can name a lot of foreign movies in the last couple of years where they fucking went there.
Yeah, and I just figured that was because there's a thin line if you really look at like the aftermath of an extremely gory slasher kill and a body horror aftermath. Like they're both gonna be pretty fucked up
Yeah.
So
what's the Heather Graham movie we covered not that long ago?
Oh, Suitable Flesh.
Yeah. I would say pretty tame compared to this.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. Well, it's because
I'm just
they
saying
were missing a critical component, too, really. They were missing Stuart Gordon, and they were missing Jeffrey Combs.
Yeah.
Even though there's a perfect part for him to fucking play.
But I'm just
God
giving an
damn it.
example of something that you expect. Here we go with some crazy-ass body horror.
Yeah.
And they're very, like, we'll do a little bit. This movie's like,
nah, bitch.
hold my fucking beer.
Which, I mean, technically the team that did Suitable Flesh did that with 3 other movies. They
Yeah.
just forgot how to do it as well as Suitable Flesh. But, so actually, I don't think we even went into, like, the main concept. So that the father is a genetic scientist, I guess.
Yeah.
And he was trying to create regenerative flesh, organic flesh.
Was it for him and his daughter?
Yeah.
Because of the
It
birthmark?
was for the birthmark.
Yeah.
But then I think it would also eliminate like plastic surgery. For the most part.
Yeah,
Like,
there's probably that too.
There's probably,
we get technical, burn victims and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
like our homeless man, John.
yeah, just like first off, it'll get rid of the birthmarks. Also, it'll help people out with actual like.
I feel like most scientific breakthroughs started from selfish reasons. Like
I didn't even say selfish.
I'm not saying selfish. I mean, self-driven reasons.
He did test it on himself.
He did test it on himself.
Yeah.
But it's self-driven reasons. Think you had someone die from cancer, so you're working on a team to try to cure cancer, right? That's what you're doing from that is good, but the reason you did that was a self-driven reason to do that because you were affected by that thing.
I'm just going to suggest if you might have a cure for cancer and say you have cancer, you could guinea pig yourself, but you're the one that's developing it. Maybe find somebody else to
But
test
no, he
it
had
on.
everything written in his notebooks.
I understand.
Yeah.
But there's got to be like somebody you
Yeah.
can bring in. Like, I mean, I'll just do it, try it on myself.
Mm-hmm.
No. Fuck that.
Although she did it too,
Yeah.
right out the gate. Remember, she's like, quink, because they found out the missing ingredient. They need a bonding agent. So like whatever they were using wouldn't make the flesh adhere, that organic synthetic flesh adhere to.
It wasn't like a plant.
Corpse flower.
Yeah, corpse
That
flower.
only
That's
blooms
right.
for like 24 to 36 hours.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a sap in there. So I actually read into that. When it's at full bloom, which is basically what we saw when she went to the first time we saw it, it raises its temperature to almost human body temperature and releases a rotting flesh smell to attract
That's what I heard. Yeah.
flies and shit to lay their maggots and all that stuff in there. So you could walk by one of those, it would smell like a rotting corpse.
Yeah.
That's it.
She's like, that's the ingredient.
But they're creating like living organic material, so there's almost something like slightly,
Just
metaphorical about there.
Yeah.
It's like it's a smells like rotting flesh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just thought that was kind of cool that they threw that in there.
But dad dies from testing on himself.
Mhm.
She gets sent to
Yeah,
stay with
she
Ani.
gets sent and
Goes
then-
to the Mean Girls
Dude, they are
Academy.
fucking mean as shit to her,
Yeah.
dude. All of them. Like she got
Well-
treated like shit and called a monster in her home country. Everyone is pretty much treating her like shit.
You think family, at least maybe
Nope.
her cousin would be like,
Her cousin's a bitch.
"What's up, cuz?" But she's like, "Fucking bitch," and she's like, embarrassed because she's from China.
China, yeah.
And I mean, her cousin's from China, but she completely is like,
Because they give her shit, right? It's
yeah.
like your cousin. While they're saying it in Chinese, she doesn't even know one word of Chinese. Like they're talking shit about her, and she can't understand it.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking funny. But it also fucked up. But I mean, she's just not dealing with her issues, so she's just I feel like she's just angry because her mom's never there because of her job. She's gone weeks at a time, and
their mom's never there.
But her father doesn't even want to see her. It
Yeah.
sounds like because there's that one phone call where she's like, "I just want to see you," and the dad's like, "Well, I guess saying like you can't." And I'm like, "What kind of fucking parent says that, dude?"
Which I guess explains why she's such a bitch.
Exactly. So I'm just gonna give her a little grace.
And if you're a bitch, who do you got to hang out with? Other fucking bitches.
Yeah.
Except there's a one
Well,
kind
because
of
remember she emigrated too.
Yeah.
So because they have that conversation where
the
she's
one
like,
that has like the big fro
poofy
hair.
Yeah. She was pretty, very pretty.
Yes. I
Um,
concur.
But she even says it's hard being the new girl. I know. So apparently she had moved from another country as well. Because it's not like doing another state where your customs are the same. It's just a different state. Because I've done that. But another country where culturally everything's different. That's got to be fucking rough,
Yeah.
dude. Like to do it as not being in a choice like as an adult. Like right now, if I was making a plan to move to like Japan, I'm gonna plan that shit out right. I'm gonna go there, travel there.
It's just fucked up though because they're like, come on, hang out with us, and then they like go to a restaurant, and then
They
they
ditch
one
her.
by one fucking get up and leave till she's at a fucking 6-person table by herself. I'm like,
You know
like
what?
that's fucked
She
up.
went and ate dinner with John.
Yeah.
John was fine, but I couldn't eat none of that smell though. Sorry, he didn't look like he smelled good.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could have eaten. That's the fucked up thing. I wouldn't have avoided John because of his face. I would have avoided him because of smell. Smells fuck me up, dude.
But I like
Smells
how he's all fucked up looking, but he's like kind-hearted.
Yeah.
And then the dude that's like fucking the professor who's like, I'm king shit at fuck mountain.
He's a fucking prick.
But he's
fucking
gross as shit on the inside. Mm-hmm. He's fucking a student. He's fucking over people like left and right.
Well, he steals the father's work.
Yeah.
Well, in her breakthrough, based off her father's work, to get his own funding, grant funding, because the shit that he was working on was bullshit, and he was too stupid to make it work.
Exactly.
He couldn't hack it. And you see that one fucking photo that's like 20 years old, genius student breaks da-da-da. So he hasn't been relevant in the science community for 20 years.
He had that one thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. And he's been going off of that the whole time.
And it's made him just a piece of shit and just doesn't care how. He's going to steal other people's hard work. I mean, dude, I fucking hated that character. I wish he died harder. Like, I did not like him at all.
He got it pretty bad at the end, so.
He did, but I don't know. I just feel like I feel like the drill to the head to the blonde was worse than what he got.
I guess, but he
got
a full dose. Like, you gotta remember the little dot the dad put on that fucked him up. Dude got like the full amount.
All it's gonna do is suffocate him again. He's gonna die the same way.
Yeah, but still,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's gonna die the same way. That's not gonna change how he dies because the father died only because he couldn't breathe. So,
but was he injected or was it put on him? I can't remember.
She injected.
Yeah,
she injected.
So we don't know what think about what's happening internally.
So we only know that it can redo organic skin cells. It can regenerative skin cells. We don't know what it can do to internals. He didn't explode.
Right, but I'm just saying, is everything turning into flesh inside his body while...
Well, no, that's wrong. At the end, we do know that it turns into a thing kind of like melding form, so it can blend everything together, remember? Because they got like the most dose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And
all that shit broke. So it wasn't a shot. It was the whole fucking vial and they all got joined together, so...
But, I mean, pretty much, it's Mean Girls, and then, I mean, for the most part, she's accidentally kills her cousin, figures out, hey, take the face on.
Yeah.
And just continue the process
with her cousin, and then she got her first kiss with her cousin, because the boyfriend kills the boyfriend, because the face falls off. I thought that was a dream sequence. The way that shot was was chaotic as fuck.
Yeah,
because I thought it was like a dream.
I kept waiting for it to be like, oh, this is really happening. Yeah,
yeah. No, dude, they shot that really well.
I just love how it's not just a one time. It's like over and over again. Like shit, face fell off again. Well, oh, you saw that? I gotta kill you. Oh shit. And she has to keep pretending, or she just starts losing her fucking mind.
Yeah, exactly. So it was, and like I said, then you start seeing her learning everyone's habits, and all that. She just doesn't
want to be alone.
Now the third act in this kind of it goes bonkers, similar to The Substance, where she kills the one friend that was nice to her because she starts storing body parts in the fridge because the house stinks.
Dude, she kept the blonde's head in the fucking fridge.
With the faceless. Yeah. Yeah, and then remember there was arms and legs she was feeding to the fucking dog.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, man.
But we got...
Oh, there's another gross scene, too, where when she's the blonde girl, when she eats the shrimp. It reminded me of The Substance.
Yeah.
Didn't it?
Yeah.
Dude, it's eerily similar. These directors talk and be like, hey,
I don't know. But you think they would talk, be like, hey, can you not release your movie next to my movie? Because, It'd
be like, no, wait, yours isn't regenerating a whole new person, right? That's a younger version of you? No?
No.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
All right, we're good.
But the end is very similar to Substance.
Very much.
We
get our final form.
Yeah, she finds the homeless guy. And
she's running from the cops.
Yeah.
Because remember the lawn lady who we completely forgot about.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't even know she lived in the house while all this was happening. She, lives in the house.
Yeah.
She's not smelling that shit? She's not hearing the screaming and the killing and...
I think she ignores most. It's just because the only thing she complains about is the dog barking.
Mm.
That's the only thing she's always bitching about is the fucking dog barking.
She goes against the cops. Cops come. She's fleeing from the cops. Runs in the subway. Sees John. Goes under his cloak. Oh, God. The first thing I thought about was... Dude, I'm sorry. First thing I thought about.
You mean the stank blanket?
Dude.
Yeah, there's got to be...
I'm surprised that,
several levels. Yeah.
Oh.
You know how crusty that thing is?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. They should have done something to make it stiffer, added some starch sprays to it, because that bitch should not have moved and flowed like it did.
Hopefully her nostrils cease to exist after a while.
No, because when you saw them at the final form of the monster, because basically the vial breaks, because she gets on the ground really quick, and it falls out, breaks, and they're sitting in a puddle of this shit.
Yeah.
And once the cops go by, he looks under to see how she's doing, and then their skin's close together, and...
They're one.
It reminded me of The Thing.
Yeah. The Thing, and then almost kind of the Sue creature at the end, where it's just...
No, I just meant like the way that they showed it melding together.
Oh, yeah.
That was very thing-like. But yeah, the final form of the creature was very substance. Like, they got eyes here, mouth here, there's hands under the fucking chin. Did you see that shit?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that, dude?
But it's like, good news, you gotta wait for the cops. Bad news, this is the rest of your life.
So there's a lesson in this film, right? Like, you know, vanity's bad. And she became uglier than she was before.
Yeah.
And she wasn't ugly before.
No.
Like, she was very pretty. Like that, like you said, where that birthmark is, it was not that. It's just people are fucking shit, and they were mean, and they were hateful, and they gave her ass for no reason. That's, you know, bullying led to that as well.
The funny thing is she killed most people that are picking on her, but not on purpose. Like,
well, she did the blonde friend.
The blonde friend, yeah.
Not her cousin.
Not her cousin. I'm just saying that.
Not the boyfriend.
Yeah, a lot of it was accidental murder.
True. Yeah.
Oops. I mean, you were shitting me, but
sorry.
Yeah.
But that final
you
form,
have a face.
And you see the mom at the same restaurant eating dinner, and she's like, Way's gone. That's the main character's name. Way's gone. Her daughter's missing. She doesn't know where she is. Because that news article didn't say they found the body, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So, because it was saying like people at large, some people in the hospital, and people missing. And then she passes the homeless person and sees the face and just does, runs away. And then we're like, oh, I figured they would have melted and died.
Yeah.
When I saw that form, I was like, oh no.
It's much better than
No, that was way better.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was going to say the main Vanity's bad, and the substance is the same thing. Both movies both body horror films were driven by vanity.
Yeah.
Right? So that's going to wrap it up talking about Grafted. Before we give our final verdict, please go to GUIPodcast.com, check out all the other shows on the network. And while you're there, go to our links tab. You get our links to TeePublic and Etsy. That's where you can buy merch for any other podcast. Etsy's pretty much just shirts and its main graphics for the show. But TeePublic, we've got designs. You can get it on tons of things. Teacups, tote bags, tons of shit. Also, hit us up at lowdownbrown.gui@gmail.com. Let us know what you think of Grafted. And if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. If you like the substance, watch Grafted. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I think that's like, regardless if...
It's a good double feature. If you were
It'd be a good double feature. You might like one and not like the other one. I mean, I could totally see how somebody would, if they love substance and watch this, there's enough of a change, they might not like it as much.
I'd be shocked.
Yeah, but I've been shocked. But, dude, there's some movies I've talked to people about that I'm like, really? Like Cabin Fever. So, yeah, just let us know what you think. And also recommend some other stuff. Like, there's tons of body horror stuff that I know I haven't watched. My main catalyst is Cronenberg.
This is one of them I kind of debate. I might own a copy. Because there's enough.
Buy this.
Yeah, there's enough there that, yeah.
So, there you go, folks. It's to survive the chopping block. We're talking about owning it already.
Yeah, exactly.
But, no, I would own this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, I own the substance. I would own this. So, fuck yeah, all day. So, yeah, it's just another well-done practical effects with a story that I gave a shit about. Like, it was also kind of a revenge film.
Yeah.
In a way.
Like you're saying, just
accidental revenge film.
I think the acting, the way it's shot, just the score, it all fits right where it's supposed to.
Oh, and the end, I just let the credits roll. The end score, whatever song that is, was a kind of a banger too.
Yeah.
I was digging that. So yeah, I mean, all around, it was just an enjoyable film. And it's not a long watch. That's untotal before credits.
It's like 135.
Before credits, when the credits hit and stayed on, it was 129.
Yeah.
It's an hour and 29 minutes. Yeah. I feel like the substance was 2 hours.
205, yeah.
205, yeah. So there you go. That would even make it a better double feature. Is like you watch the substance first because it's longer, and then you do the other one later. Yeah, do this later. Yeah. So there's a good double feature recommendation. And until we talk to you again, embrace the madness.
Join us at GUIPodcast.com.